All right, we should be live. There we go. So, what is up, everyone? So, today we're going to be talking about Blastar. And if you're already inside the Pulsechain ecosystem, then you're probably familiar what Blastar is. But for those that don't know or maybe want a little bit more information, we're going to be talking to one of the representatives from the team Blastar here in a little bit. But before we do, I want to give just a few minutes for people to go ahead and come on to the stream. Let's see who we have so far. We got Crypto Pride. Let's go. What is up, man? Appreciate you tuning in. We got the West Side in. What is up, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. Patrick Straub, Pulse Drip, Fawcett and Garden has been a beast. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. LTO Crypto, greetings from Madrid. What is up, man? What is up? So we got people tuning in. As I said before, we're going to be talking about Blastar, and it's a meme coin with some utility. And so before we bring up the guest for today's live stream, I'm going to briefly touch on kind of why I'm interested, or not necessarily interested, but why I'm a holder of Blastar. And if you follow me on Twitter, you are already aware that I'm a holder of Blastar. If you saw the first Pulsechain video I put out, you are aware that I'm a holder of Blastar as well. So just want to give people some time to tune in. And if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely like and retweet, like and share this out. And if you're watching this on X, hit that retweet button. Really helps this reach a greater audience. Nate Winston, yo, Mike, what's up, man? Nate, what is up, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. Kryptonio, good day. Good day, bro. What is up? What is up? We got Scott. What's up? Pulsechain just getting started, and Blast is a great way to get mad free pulse. Exactly. Exactly. Which kind of takes us into why I like Blast, why I like Blastar. So for me, using Pulsechain, you have to have Pulse to interact with the blockchain, just like any blockchain in the crypto space. Whatever that blockchain is, you have to have its native currency for gas fees. And so with Pulse, the Pulsechain blockchain, you have to have Pulse. And so by holding Blast, you're able to get free dividends on a daily basis in Pulse. And it's a great way to always have gas fees as well. But we're going to save some of those details for when I bring up our guest speaker. Wayne Parker, what's up, future millionaire? What is up? What is up? HH, hit the like, definitely hit that like button, like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Again, if you're watching this on X, hit that retweet button. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the share button if you can. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring up our guest from today, which is going to be Blastar Blasted Bishop. What is up, man? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. How's it going? Thank you for having us on.
Man, what is up, man? I appreciate you guys coming on. Appreciate you guys coming on, man. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about Blastar. And so we are gonna the first question I got for everyone. And if you have questions, definitely save it to the end. I will highlight those. And if we don't answer those questions, we will definitely do our best of getting back to those questions towards the end of the stream when we're going over our closing thoughts. Also, real quick too, there will be links down in the description. So if you want to figure out, the socials, the website, the Twitter, the Telegram for Blastar, check the links down in the description. And then also, if you're trying to figure out where you can buy certain altcoins on Pulsechain, I will have the Pulse X link that is down in the description as well. All right. So before we get started, Blasted Bishop, let me go over a couple more live chats real quick. We got Trap DeFi live on X. Appreciate you tuning in. Scott, Blast does a 10x. The volume profit taking rewards is awesome. Dude, we got a lot of Blast people in here, man. I love to see it. Then all of your free Pulse rewards are 10x, 100x on the low end. The math gets stupid. Do your own research. Put us on, Mike. Put us on. Hope you don't pump your portfolio only. We pumping everybody's portfolio. So the first question I have for today is going to be, what is Blastar and what are the origins of Blastar? Blasted Bishop.
So Blastar was actually Elon Musk's first game that he ever created. It
Mhm.
was ultimately sold, but was the building blocks and foundation of everything that kind of came after, as far as PayPal, SpaceX, Tesla, etc. So with everyone wanting to kind of do meme tokens off of things that are based around X or Elon, that was kind of a direction that we wanted to go. Also, the fact that some of our teams have background in game design, and a lot of their ventures started just kind of tinkering and messing with games in their youth, the same as kind of Elon. So there was kind of a personal connection and logic to why we wanted to do that, as well as kind of just the general meme coin direction in the first place.
Okay, okay. And so the original, then for people that don't know, let's kind of give them kind of like some context of this because some people may not even know that Elon created this. I believe he was what, 12
Uh,
or
or
13?
13, yeah,
13? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know he was 12 or 13 when he created this and he got like $500 for creating a game or something like that at
yeah.
at the beginning, which was pretty crazy. Um,
Well, they were
cool.
trying to put together an arcade with him and his brother, and then um, Blastar was going to be one of those games, and then it ultimately ended up getting sold off.
Right, right, right. So for people that don't know, there is a game on here as well. Now, however, this isn't play to earn, right? This isn't a play to earn game yet.
No, it's just on the website for people to understand what the game is, so they can play it and interact with it.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. 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 And so for people that want to just, that's a gamer, you can check out the game. I have no idea if you guys plan on making it play to earn or anything like that, but we can probably save that till one of the other questions if you guys, plan to. Um, real quick. The next question I got here for you, man, is gonna be originally you guys switched over to you guys were on ETH and you guys migrated over to Pulsechain, which I'm glad you guys did. But kind of talk to us about, why'd you guys migrated over from ETH and why Pulsechain?
Well, first off, I think it would be the community. Pulsechain seems to have a community unlike anything else that I personally have ever seen. I've been involved in a lot of different chains and a lot of different projects as far as like just having to I work around the space, as a contract dev occasionally, and going through that you get a lot of experience of seeing tribalism or people just kind of going into echo chambers with no regard for anything other than that particular asset. Now, when it comes to Pulse and Hex, everything is about building out, the foundations that everything is built on. And it's about building up other projects because of Hart's Law. If they do well, we do well, and we kind of all succeed together. So, coming somewhere where the community is so hardcore about making sure that value is added to the chain and to onboard new people and just make sure that, you know, there are people that want everyone else to succeed. That was a major driving point to why we wanted to be here.
Okay, okay. And I gotta, say I do agree with you when it comes to community because I mean they welcomed me with open arms as I started talking about pulse chain content. So I definitely agree when it comes to community. Amazingly strong, amazingly strong. So I definitely agree with you. Um, the next question I got for you will be kind of like, what are the I'm gonna reverse the questions. So I'm gonna ask you, what are the details of Blastar and how does it work for a holder? And then I have another question that's gonna segue into this one. So kind of talk about the details of Blastar and how does it work, for a holder for people that don't know, because it's a pretty simple project to, understand. You hold it, you get dividends and pulse, but kind of break down the details, kind of the tax and all of that.
So currently we are a 0% buy tax, which
Mhm.
was voted by our community. We initially everything that we're doing is trying to make sure that the community is involved because we want to be a grassroots project and kind of not only grow as a project but grow with our community. So we were a 530, so 5 buy, 30 sell, but we had removed the 5 because we've kind of grown to this level where we were able to, you know, take it away and still have the appropriate resources to run things. So with that, we've moved to a 0-30, and what that 30% is 5% of it goes into like research and development or running the project more or less, and then the other 25% of it goes directly into a pulse rewards for our users to claim. You don't have to stake anything; you just have to hold, and the ratio at which it is like it's per supply. It's to supply. So like hypothetically, let's say that you own 1% of the supply, you would be
Mhm.
entitled to 1% of the rewards pool. And
Okay.
currently to date, we have our rewards pool has been 747,000 USD equivalent.
Nice, nice. So 747,000. And for those that don't know, Blastar is only a little bit over a month old. So if you look right here on Dex Tools, you can see January 10th is when they actually launch. And you guys have given out how much again? Say that again for us, Bishop.
It's a $747,000
In
in USD equivalent, and I believe it's like 5 billion pulse.
That is crazy. That is crazy. So again, here's the tokenomics of what they were talking about. There's no buy tax. There's only a sell tax, which is 30%. 25% goes to the holders in Pulse, and then the other 5% goes towards. Could you break that down one more time for us, Bishop?
The extra 5% goes basically to anything that needs to be done behind the scenes, just paying for any kind of R&D, any kind of stuff that like currently we're working on a on-ramp to be able to facilitate fiat on-ramping into Pulsechain and Blastar. So a lot of the 5%, most of the 5% tax is going to essentially fund that development.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. So the next question, and you kind of answered some of it here. Question 4 is going to be the reward numbers, which is 747,000. But the other side of that question, does the team have like a goal in mind? Not saying that the team is going to stop paying out those rewards, but is there a goal that the team had set to say, hey, we want to be able to say that we gave this money, we gave this amount of money back to the community? Do you guys have a number in mind?
I think I mean, yes. Initially, with starting this out, it didn't start with such a high number. Um, it was more like hopefully that we can just make it work. But as the project gained traction and serious things, we're like, okay, well, maybe we can give away $1 million. And that was like the first kind of real goal we wanted to do. And based on a scaling thing, it was like, okay, well, before we get to 1 million, before we can do that, we got to give away like 100K. Let's get there, right?
Yeah.
And then you reach it, and then it's kind of like it's kind of mind blowing to be real because it's so great to see that happening. And then you kind of just have these thresholds that mark off. Ultimately, there isn't like an official cap that we would like to say, but I think that if you could, which I believe it will in time, if you could get to 10 million given away back to the community, that's a pretty staggering number. Now, time frame obviously has to do with like when you do that, right? Like if you can't give away $10 million in like 100 years, that might not be that great, but hopefully we can accomplish it within the appropriate time frames that we think that like liquidity inflows will come. And yeah, so ultimately we would like to say that we were able to give away over $10 million, but that comes with time and growth and as they would go. But as I said, we already gave away 747,000, and we're very, very close to that first kind of mind-boggling number of $1 million. Because if you can give away $1 million, that's something to kind of talk about. But if you can give away 10 million, I mean, it's just it's
It'd
an
be pretty
amazing kind of
crazy.
thing.
It'd
Yeah,
be pretty crazy, man. It'd be
yeah, it's
pretty crazy.
staggering. I guess would be the word, and that's
Yeah.
something that I would hope that we can do.
Yep, yep. And for the people that, are unfamiliar with Blast, I want to show you something here real quick. It's very easy. Very, very easy. So if you're on the website here, let's pull this up. If you're on the website here, literally if you click claim, and when your wallet is connected, it's going to tell you how much pulse you have. Now, you can do this as much as you want. You can claim daily, you can claim weekly. It's totally up to you. Now, something new. Now, I think this is new. You guys didn't always have the reinvest, right? Is this something new that you guys put in?
Yeah, we're constantly trying to update and kind of streamline all of the process, and a lot of people are so happy with the project that it's just something that they wanted. It was a kind of just requested thing that we put in there.
Okay. Okay. And so basically, so say for example, I'm a holder of Blast and I have, some pulse ready to be claimed. Instead of claiming that to my personal wallet, it will basically take the equivalent of that pulse and reinvest it back into Blast. Is that how that would work?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Okay. Right. So now let's move over to the next question. It's going to be, what are some of the latest updates for Blastar, and what's new? What's new? Like we just saw the reinvest, but what's some of the latest updates that you guys have kind of like in that pipeline?
So currently, we have some stuff coming over our Fiat Onramp, like some more details about it. It was supposed to be out a little bit ago, but unfortunately, due to development stuff, it has to come out a little bit later. But if you stick to our Telegram, it will be there. Um, we also have a new video on our Twitter pinned. So if everybody wants to go check out our Twitter, you can go there. As far as what's coming next, we also would like to refine our tax structure because obviously, as we grow, 30% is not sustainable. We're exploring options to be able to facilitate that, to where users would be able to vote. We would really like for them to be able to use their tokens to be able to vote with, and that's kind of the goal we're leading into. So I guess what would be next is kind of going further and deeper into that grassroots approach and being able to have our users actually kind of decide how our token structure will break down in the future.
Okay, okay. And so when you guys change that tax, you guys will be, of course, I'm guessing, looking to take it down, take the tax down from 30%.
Yes, yes, yes. Because I mean, as you grow to these like much larger market caps as the chain grows,
Mm-hmm.
you can't expect to continually have 30%. I mean, if the people want it, we would definitely keep it. But from the sounds of it, some people want it to lower, which we're completely grassroots, community-based listening token. Like I mean, we want to take everything that the community has to say and apply it because we understand that without the community and without everybody standing behind Hex and Pulse, there is no Blastar.
Well said. Well said. And so before we get to the closing questions, in the chat, if you guys got any questions that hasn't been answered yet, go ahead and get those ready for us. But the last thing I want to talk about is what's next for Blastar. I know you guys have a Fiat on ramp that's in the works that probably will be out sometime this month. Could you kind of talk about that and anything else that you can disclose to us?
As far as the time of delivery on when the Fiat on-ramp will be completed, I don't have something of finality to give. I do know that we should have information based about our on-ramp sometime this month, though. And what's next for us would just kind of be us continuing to go further down that grassroots road, as I had stated earlier, that we would have the community vote over this tax structure's development and yeah, and just create a project that everybody would be a part of.
Okay. Okay. And then regarding the Fiat on ramp, could you kind of break down some of the like details, like what functions will that Fiat on ramp have for people?
Those are kind of still in development, but the
Okay.
things that we would like on our roadmap internally is we would like for people to be able to use their personal debit and credit cards to on ramp into Pulse and Blastar, as well as using other things like Cash App, Venmo, or other like TradFi, uh, just TradFi on ramps.
Okay. Okay. And I remember you guys talking maybe a couple weeks ago. Is there still some type of debit card in the works to interact with, Blast and the rest of the ecosystem, or how's that going?
There is no actual debit card. That was
Okay.
just some stuff that was on some dev docs that there are some legal issues with that. There's just like there's a lot of extra things that kind of inhibit that from actually becoming a thing. Maybe one day way down the line, but in order to ensure that this is a that everything is legit, more or
Hmm.
less, we have to kind of skip that. Otherwise, you end up in a bunch of hot water. So, currently it's just going to be the on ramp that allows people to use their own personal debit cards to be able to on ramp into Blastar and Pulse.
Nice, nice. Okay. Okay, cool, cool. And we got a couple questions in the chat, but before we get to those, let's kind of go over some closing thoughts. Is there anything that maybe you forgot to mention, or maybe you thought about like, hey, let me touch on this before we get off of today's live stream? Any closing thoughts for Blastar holders, potential holders, anything that you have?
Well, I host a VC every Monday through Friday at um It's at 12 p.m. Eastern, and it just runs as long as we're in there, as long as there's somebody talking to me or they have questions, any kind of concerns, any they're able to come to me and I address them just as is. That's kind of part of the thing about being part of the community and having a grassroots approach is we're always there for somebody to come talk to. You know, we're not hidden behind some veil of secret dev or any of these things like that. If you have any problems, quorums, or quarrels or just issues all around, come to us and we'll address them.
Okay. Okay. So if people got questions, definitely head over to the Telegram. They have VCs all the time, which is good. That is good. That is good. Also, if you guys are looking to follow them on Twitter or Telegram, I do have their links down in the description to the website also. So let's kind of get to one of the first questions here. Where we at? We got Mr. Nate Winston. And kind of a fun tweet here. But I mean, honestly, nobody really knows. But any chance of Elon tweeting about this or anything related?
So, I mean, obviously, like everything with the meme coin is, we hope so, and we're going to make a strategic plan to put us in the best position that that could happen. And so, yes, I guess there is a chance. We are working towards every day getting a little bit closer to being around him or getting in front of him. And it kind of ties back into that personal decision when, you know, the things that some of us on the team had started out doing game design in the beginning, even though directly those games that we might have started on developing and doing stuff with weren't ever tied to crypto, even though we see them in our own minds, it kind of ties back to that and you make that personal connection. There is always that if he is a dev, and which he is, and he's created all of these great things, he sees one of the first things that he put into the world, that there's going to be a nostalgic connection there. So the likelihood of him interacting with it is quite high as long as you're able to represent it in a very, you know, presentable style and you're not just completely destroying the look of it or just completely meme coining it out to the point of disrespect.
Okay. Okay. Well, answer. Hopefully, you got your answer, Nate. The next question is pretty good question. He says, "What is the deal with founder tokens excluded from sale tax?"
So you're talking about wallets, and those wallets have no tokens in them. It's just part of the contract that existed. There aren't any tokens that were sold, and there aren't any tokens in those wallets.
To be so is what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
There's nothing there.
Okay. So hopefully that gets your question answered. Doesn't look like we have any more questions. If you got any more questions, go ahead and drop it. This guy says, Rodney G says, great coin, but sales tax are way too high. And I think, and that's all by design. So for people that may have kind of got into the stream a little bit late, can you kind of briefly touch on why you guys designed it that way?
Yeah. So the 30%, only 5% of it actually goes to basically R&D, and that mainly goes to the Fiat Onramp. The other 25% of that goes directly into our rewards pool, which is allowed to be claimed by holders. And the ratio which that is it's like a 1-to-1. So let's say that you have 1% of the supply, you would be entitled to 1% of the rewards pool. So I did state earlier, like I said, if there's people that are joining late, that as our project grows, we understand that 30% isn't exactly sustainable, and we plan to be able to have our users vote over how that tax structure ultimately evolves in the future.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Think I missed this one. Drip Fortune, he says, will Blastar do any PRC 404s or put LPs on Pulsex to generate more income for the dividends community?
That is a really great question. I can't answer that like officially. We do have a lot of plans to be able to keep expanding the reward stuff and give back to our holders in multiple different ways. I can't leak anything right here,
Okay.
but you got a great suggestion, my friend. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, looks like you on to something. Great question, Drip Fortune. Great question, man. Great question. So we got Nate. He has another question for us. He said, "Will this project be listed on CoinMarketCap?" I'm going to briefly say something, and then I'm going to let you go, Blastar Bishop. If you are familiar with Pulsechain, Nate, or maybe you're not, I'm not sure. But if you look at CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, you will notice that a lot of Pulsechain cryptos, even Pulse itself, Pulse X, aren't necessarily listed on CoinMarketCap, some not on CoinGecko. Why? Is because they're gate kept, right? So I kind of let you speak on that. Blastar, to see is are you guys working on getting Blast on CoinMarketCap?
Yeah, we actually we have an application already with CMC. We are on CoinGecko, so we have all of our stuff there. We are actively working to get on CMC though.
Okay. Awesome. 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 Cool. Any last questions? Any last questions? I think we covered, quite a bit in a short amount of time. And the good thing is Blast isn't a hard project to understand. You hold it, you get rewards in Pulse, and you're good to go. And I mean, because the fees are so inexpensive on Pulse, you're always going to have gas fees if you hold Blast because you're getting Pulse every day from the sale. So just one thing to kind of keep in mind, right? You got to have Pulse to interact with the blockchain. So why not get free Pulse?
Also, I'm pretty sure that when you bridge over into Pulse, you get an extra free like little bit of Pulse. That's not even that's not a Blastar thing. That's just like a Pulsechain thing.
Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, check it out. And I'm not sure, did he already take away the 0% bridge fee? I have to look if Richard Hart took it away.
I'll have to double check myself to be honest with you.
Yep, yep. Okay. Probably last question of the stream. He says, is there a burn in the future?
So there's not currently planned, but it's something that we're exploring and wouldn't be out of the question if voted over for and by the community within those things that we were talking about, how the tax structure breaks down. If there's some kind of utility that comes up that ultimately our community wants and they push for, we will implement. So
Okay.
as of right now, there's nothing on our roadmap that would state that, but if enough people want it and we can work it in a fashionable and equitable way, we will definitely do so.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then before we go ahead and get out of here, I just want to show you guys, everybody is aware. So again, here is their Twitter page. It is at Blastar_PRC20. So that way you have the right Twitter page. There's a lot of fakes out there, so check that out. And then again, at the time of this video, you can see the current market cap is around 8 million, 8.14 million. So again, none of this is financial advice, but we are just informing you on a project on Pulsechain. And again, for those that may have missed it, I am a holder of Blast. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you are aware of this. And if you guys watched the first Pulsechain video I released, you guys are aware of this as well. So look like we had, sorry, this so late when manual claim. Last question here, Dwight Riley. He says, "Sorry, so late. It's all good, man. But we manually claim, or is it auto? You're gonna have to manually claim." Now, I'm not sure. Do you guys have some type of an auto feature coming up, or will it always be manual?
I mean, it can be explored. Currently, it has to be manual. Just the way that everything in contracts work. There's no kind of auto. Um, it has to be signed by the user actually taking it out. So currently, it's just manual.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Great question. Great question. Well, hey, that is the stream for today. The playback will be available. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you tuning in. If you're watching this on X, we appreciate you tuning in. And Blastar Bishop, I appreciate you coming on and representing the Blastar team, man. And excited to see the Fiat Onramp rollout and whatever else you guys got cooking.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. It was a great time, and I think your show is awesome, and I appreciate you sharing us with your audience, man. And thank you for everybody watching, and I appreciate you giving us the time of day. And if you have any questions or want to come talk to me personally, come into our Telegram because I'm there at 12 p.m. Eastern every Monday through Friday.
Man, appreciate it. And Dwight, you claim on the website. So if you rewind a little bit on the stream, I actually show the website and where you claim and what it would look like. So check that out, man. Pretty easy. But appreciate everybody tuning in. I will see you guys Friday on the next video.